less about your morality. I mean, he's...
North Korea, obviously looking for a fight. The world is getting a little nervous, and now the Trump administration has signaled that some sort of preemptive attack could be on the table. That's disconcerting. Today, the North threatened to attack U.S. aircraft carriers and planes. Comes amid word that the North has also doubled their uranium enrichment program, presumably to build more nukes. So what can the U.S. do to stop Kim Jong-un from using them? According to the New York Times, there are several plans on the table. 1, a single strike to halt a launch. 2, a set of strikes to disable North Korea's major weapons. And 3, all-out war. Wow, those are bad options. Now, of course, they're all very risky, and none are a sure bet. So what should America do next? Let me ask a ROK combat veteran and KFI 640 radio host in Los Angeles. He's the host of The Dark Secret Place. He's both dark and secretive. It's Bryan Suits. Hi, Bryan.
Howdy. Thanks for having me on.
Very good. So when does Kim Jong-un's trolling cross the line? He released a propaganda video showing North Korea blowing up a U.S. Navy ship and dumping our planes out of the sky.
It's great CGI, too, if you see it. And this is par for the course of their propaganda. Just a few hours ago in Geneva, a North Korean official flat out said, we are accelerating our nuclear and missile program to include a first strike capability. And I'm not an expert, but I'm in contact with the experts who I then attribute. That's how I do things. Yeah. And there's a very liberal arms control expert who wrote in Foreign Policy magazine 2 weeks ago. He said, look, let's face the facts. They're not testing anything. They're practicing for a nuclear war. They're practicing for a first strike.
So who are they going to strike first? I mean, do they have the capability of reaching the United States? Because it seems as though our anti-missile shield and technology has been dropping their bombs out of the sky. So do they go for the U.S. or do they go for Japan?
The least amount of warning would be to South Korea.
Yeah.
But they need to be prepared at that point to fight that war. They have made specific threats, as you see in that very slick video, against American aircraft carriers. Yeah. And then they specifically mention our facilities in Okinawa, Japan, and specifically the American bases in Japan. And that would be suicidal. They know it would be suicidal. We've deployed the THAAD system, the Terminal High Altitude Air Defense System, and now, hopefully, the green light machine, the line going from the guy with a button to actually shooting it is very short because the North Koreans have announced, we're not going to give you any warning, we're prepping for a first strike.
I mean, okay, but here's the thing that completely sucks, is he has starved his people to death. He has actively murdered his people and thrown them in concentration camps. And more of them dying because of a war with us sounds absolutely inhumane and unjust.
He could not care less about your morality. I mean, he's already starved them because he wants to have 3-stage missiles that can hit Port Angeles, Washington, or Lake Oswego, Oregon, or South Korea. And he's developed nuclear weapons as opposed to feeding his people. And his people agree with him that their rightful place in the world will only happen when they're great, when they have nuclear weapons. So let's say my TIE is a no-dong missile coming out of North Korea, and my Ultima keys are the THAAD missile coming out of South Korea. Yeah. Hopefully this works, and this nuke goes into the Sea of Japan, or maybe it doesn't get off the pad, because the better option is hitting it on the pad, not letting it go into the Sea of Japan. At this point, this is foreign policy damage control at this point.
All right, so how capable is North Korea of responding to a counterstrike from the U.S. and South Korea?
The conventional North Korean artillery could level Seoul in about 3 hours. They have so many conventional artillery systems within range of Seoul on the DMZ. There's nothing like it in the world. And they could do it in a single day. They could, in a spasm of suicide, they could wipe out Seoul. Ah, man, they suck. All right, well, no easy answers here, and I think you're smart, but frankly, I don't like any of the ones you provided either. That's a compliment. We need more altitude.